Mike, thank you. It is my great privilege tonight to present the gold medal. The gold medal honors integrity and career success and deep connections to amateur football. As Mike mentioned, gold medal is the highest award that the National Football Foundation presents, and it has been presented to an astonishing array of honorees in the past, and we are so proud and delighted tonight to add to that rich lineage by presenting the gold medal to former Secretary of State, Dr. Condoleezza Rice. We all know that it takes courage to lead. We also know that it takes extraordinary courage and judgment and wisdom and intelligence to lead on a path that has been traveled by very few before you. And that is indeed what she has done throughout the course of her life. One of the most influential people in global politics, Dr. Rice has exhibited a drive and commitment to excellence throughout her life that has allowed her to amass a long list of impressive firsts, including serving as the first female African-American U.S. Secretary of State, becoming the first national security advisor to a United States president, and now the first woman ever to be nationally honored by the National Football Foundation in our 69-year history. She is indeed a patriot, and her love of her country has extended to her love of the gridiron, to this greatest and most American of all games. She, from the time she was young, would talk about spending Saturday afternoons watching football games, and that has continued to today as she is now serving as a member of the College Football Playoff Committee. Tonight, we are so very proud to add her name to the list of NFF Gold Medal honorees. We would now like you to share with us a video of Dr. Rice.
Her life's work exudes greatness, a quiet confidence, extraordinary intelligence, and an unwavering determination have served Dr. Condoleezza Rice well in becoming one of America's most influential and accomplished leaders. Born in Birmingham, Alabama, Dr. Rice grew up surrounded by racism in the segregated South. An only child, her parents were determined that their daughter would grow up to be an accomplished and well-rounded young woman, despite the political climate she was born into. Dr. Rice would not disappoint.
We had ballet lessons and we had French lessons. We even had lessons in etiquette, what fork to use. So the parents were determined to prepare their kids to be really excellent. It also had extremely high expectations.
Excelling at playing the piano, figure skating, and as top student in the classroom, she graduated high school when she was only 15 years old. Dr. Rice received degrees from the universities of Denver and Notre Dame before embarking on her impressive career. She joined the political science department at Stanford in 1981 and would later become the school's first woman and first African-American provost in 1993. She currently holds several professorships at the university. For most, Dr. Rice's stellar academic career would be success enough. However, it was in the world of global politics that Condoleezza Rice would gain most attention. After serving in President George H.W. Bush's administration from 1989 to 1991, Dr. Rice set the stage for her appointment as National Security Advisor 2001 under President George W. Bush, becoming the first African-American woman to hold the post. Her role became ever more important after the September 11th attacks, playing a crucial part in shaping perhaps the most aggressive U.S. foreign policy and counterterrorism initiatives in modern history. She went on to become the first African-American woman to serve as U.S. Secretary of State when she became the nation's 66th in 2004. With all of her accomplishments, perhaps it is her current role as a member of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee where Rice feels most at home. The daughter of a high school football coach, she was destined to become a student of the game. Together, they analyzed offenses and defenses while religiously watching the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Cleveland Browns. Her family even held an annual touch football game the day after Thanksgiving, affectionately known as the Rice Bowl. With her vast football knowledge, understanding the collegiate community, and diverse political background, Rice was a natural fit for the College Football Playoff Selection Committee.
Teams could win it on the field without computers and the like, but really a chance for the best teams to match up for the chance to play for the national championship. And that's what this committee is going to try to deliver.
From prodigy to trailblazer to global leader, Condoleezza Rice has found success in academia, foreign politics, and now college football. It is with great honor that we present this year's National Football Foundation Gold Medal to Dr. Condoleezza Rice.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Well, that's a really impressive welcome. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Jack, for the wonderful introduction. To my good friend Archie Manning, thank you for this your leadership of this wonderful organization and for your leadership to our country, and not just sports, but a fine example of what it is to be a great American. Thank you. I want to thank all of my fellow award recipients for what they have done for this game and what they do in life. I have to just say one special thanks to someone who received an award as one of the great Americans a few years ago, Ray Odierno, because Ray was actually this young Secretary of State's military liaison when I became Secretary of State. He helped the Secretary of State find her footing on civil-military relations at some pretty difficult times for our country, and especially to the representatives of the military academies. The men and women who choose, they volunteer to defend us at the front lines of freedom, make this country very special. And I just want to thank them again for that. Now, as you know, my father was a football coach, and I was actually supposed to be his All-American linebacker. And he was a little bit disappointed when he learned that he was going to indeed have a girl, but he decided that he would teach this little girl everything about the sport instead. And so football matters to me because it is first and foremost the greatest set of memories with my dad. My dad went to the Lord in 2001, but in those years, we loved football. It was about going down to the drugstore the minute that Street and Smith's Pro Football Report and College Football Report appeared on the newsstand. It was my father, an offensive lineman, who said, "Always watch the offensive line, Condoleezza. That's really where it happens." "What kind of block was that, Condoleezza?" "That was a trap block, Daddy." "What are they getting set up?" "That's a screen, Daddy." That's how we spent our Saturdays and our Sundays. It was recognizing that this was a very special bond between a very special man and his little girl. And for that, I will be always grateful to this game. Football also matters to me because it is a reflection of how far our country has come. As a little girl growing up in segregated Birmingham, Alabama, where black players did not and could not play at the University of Alabama or at Auburn, where they went far afield to play because our country was not ready yet to accept that we the people had to be an inclusive concept. And look how far we've come. As I watch those teams and others, as I watch young men of all backgrounds, of all religions, of all races, of all ethnicities, pulling together, working together, teammates, loving each other, respecting each other, it is a reflection of America's journey. And it is a wonderful story of the incredible ability of the human spirit to overcome, and of people to overcome their prejudices and their history in favor of a common good. We are a better country for the role that football has played in bringing us together. And there is one other thing about football. When you're Secretary of State, you go out into the world and you get to know what people like about the United States, what they sometimes fear, what they respect. There's one thing that is universally admired in the world, and that is our great national myth. By a myth, I don't mean something that's unnecessarily true. What I mean is something that's just a little larger in the way that we think about ourselves. If you were to ask the man from Mars, what is it that these Americans tell me about them? He would say, well, they don't share religion. He would say they've come from every corner of the earth. Their ancestors are from Asia and Africa and Latin America and Europe. He would say they actually don't share religious faith, and somebody would, confused, say, then what is it that they share? And you would tell that man from Mars they share an aspiration. They honestly believe that it doesn't matter where you came from, it matters where you're going, that you can come from humble circumstances and you can do great things. And when you see the young men on a football field, having been given that opportunity to meet that aspiration, to come from humble circumstances and to do great things, through hard work and perseverance, through falling down and getting up, losing one day and winning the next, you know that football is doing its part to hold up that great American creed, that it doesn't matter where you came from, it matters where you're going. And if those of us who are responsible and believe that we have a responsibility to make sure that it will always be true, particularly for the college students to whom we owe a true college education, so that that aspiration is true, we will realize that it is a trust. Intercollegiate athletics is a trust. And so I'm honored, too, to share the stage with these fine scholar athletes who show us the way that it should be. That football is played on the field, but it is also preparation for life, for meeting that aspiration, for attaining that goal that is so uniquely American. Work hard, persevere, and you can do anything. Thank you so much to the National Football Foundation for this award. Thank you to all of you for your support of this fantastic game. And I look forward to the college football playoffs in just a couple of weeks. They're New Year's Eve, don't forget it. Thank you.